Um, okay, so we're on YouTube now, which is so
So
hey, that'll be fun.
do I need to click on got it?
Yes.
Okay, got it.
Yes.
Okay.
So, okay. Hold on, everybody. I gotta go tell Facebook that we're on YouTube. So give me 1 second. We are having some.
Do I need to click on got it?
No? Okay. Okay. I think we're good. Okay. Masterclass episode. Okay, regale us with stories, Judy. No, but I'm typing this and tagging you in all of this. Tell us a little bit about your just your journey through the love of skincare and the love of makeup and anything like that. I know that you've been in Mary Kay almost 51 years, so you have an expertise that spans generations. So when did that love affair start?
That love affair started when I was introduced to Mary Kay Cosmetics at a skincare class with 8 preschoolers and a brand new beauty consultant. And the only thing I was using, you won't recognize these names, there was a tangy lip color and it changed on everybody. And I had turquoise eyeshadow and I had Noxzema for my face. And that was my regimen. That's what I used. And I fell in love with skincare at that time with that beautiful consultant. That's where it started.
Did you have any interest in anything like this before you started Mary Kay?
No, not at all. And I was so afraid. I was so scared. In fact, my national sales director said, you can recruit this woman if you want to, but she'll never do anything with it. She's just too shy. And she
Wow.
apologized many years later. But I was so scared. We were hungry and I needed something. I either needed to go back to the classroom and leave my kids with sitters, or I could learn to make this work. And that's been my philosophy through my whole career. I can learn to make this work. Anything.
Mm, I love it. So you are naturally an introvert?
Oh my, yes, very much so.
Oh my, yes. Oh my, so what has been, you think, the secret to your longevity and your success throughout Mary Kay?
I think I fell in love with the product, but I fell in love with the whole concept of the company and the people. And I can't imagine ever having to work a real schedule, a real job. I mean, this is just the freedom, the flexibility. I just can't imagine. In the beginning, I had intended to go back to teaching. I was just going to do this until the girls got into school and I'd go back to teaching. But I just couldn't live with a routine like that anymore. Just couldn't.
Wow. Yeah, I can't even imagine. So I don't know how to say this. When you could be in your golden years of retirement, um, why do you choose to continue to do what you're doing?
Thank you for asking. I loved Mary Kay Ash. I had a great relationship. I got to be with her many, many times. And I so believe in our company and in her philosophy of what it has to be that I stay because I still want to be who she wanted us to be. So I want to do my part to maintain everything that she wanted our company to be. I know change is inevitable, and she knew that too. But I want to do my part to maintain what our company stands for.
I love it. I love it. Okay, so you are our expert, 70s and up. You have the plus sign next to you. You are so special that you get a 70 plus
Oh,
on your side. So tell us a little bit as you. I love what Pam said yesterday. She's in her 60s era. So we're in our 70s plus era. As we get to that age, what do we start needing to be aware of?
first of all, I think we need to think about how our skin changes as we mature, how it changes. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the traits of skin at 70 plus. Usually the skin becomes drier and thinner. I'm atypical. I'm still extremely oily, but that's very rare for people who are my age. And sometimes the skin tone changes a little bit, and so we have to adjust that. Sometimes the discoloration becomes more prominent, and so we have to kind of deal with that. The expression lines do become more visible as time goes by, and some people start to have a sensitivity to ingredients or products. Just, I think that's a part of maturity. Just it just happens sometimes. But we're so fortunate in Mary Kay because everything is dermatologist and clinically tested for skin irritancy and allergies. So we're so fortunate in that area. And so many times it's external when people think they're having allergic reactions. I had a really sharp woman the other day tell me that she called and said, I need to go fragrance free and everything Mary Kay. Well, that's kind of a challenge. So we talked about it, and I talked with her yesterday, and she said, it's much better. I changed my laundry detergent. And so
Yep.
it would be the smallest thing, can't it, that affects us, and we think it's Mary Kay, and it's really, really not. But we're fortunate because our product works. We know that it works.
Yeah.
There's not been anything on this face for 50 years except Mary Kay Cosmetics. And you
That's
know,
an that's impressive.
it,
Look
and
at your skin.
I need to tell you and everybody else that there was an exception made in 1973. They made an exception and let me sign my agreement at 10 years of age. So if you're trying to count the numbers, just there you go. There you go. You
I
know,
did, you guys. I did ask Judy if she would tell her age, and she's like, "Oh, I will not." So we don't get to know. We can only make assumptions.
yeah,
She's not giving it up. Not giving it up.
no,
And you could lie to us, and we would never know, Judy, because I mean, look at her skin. Like Pam and I were talking yesterday, and my very first seminar, I was in my 20s and not knowing what I was doing, not knowing what Mary Kay was about, and I saw those women who I now know, national sales directors, on stage, and I was like, well, I don't know what all this is about, but I need to look like that when I am in retirement. Like nobody I'd ever seen in my life looked like that. That and it was so much more than just on the outside. It was everything.
yes, it goes deeper, doesn't it? It's Mary Kay. It's Mary Kay. Okay, we're going to talk about that skin, the repair skincare. That's our best friend. It's great for us. I do find that some of my customers in retirement are working on fixed income. And so they're slipping a few of the Miracle Set pieces in. And I think it's great because I think that the new Miracle Set has so many great anti-aging properties. As long as they're using it consistently, they can mix up that repair and that Miracle Set. It works. It works together very, very well. And we like and use all of the eye products, everything for the eyes. That soothing eye gel is our friend, and the hydrogel eye patches, in addition to all of our just basic eye creams, because that skin under the eyes really deserves some pampering. That's where we really need to pamper at all times, but especially in this season. And sunscreen is still really important because discoloration becomes more prominent and sun damage is cumulative. And so I just tell all those sweet young things, you keep on those sun protection products now so that when you are more matured, it will not be as obvious. Let's see. Not only does our facial skin become drier, but our body skin becomes drier as well. So your mature Mary Kay customer deserves all of our body care products. She's going to love them. I think the clear set, what's it called? The clean set is perfect because it's low fragrance, and the fragrance free satin hands. I sell a lot of that. But there are a lot of little grandmas that love their fragrance because we've all sat beside them in church or at the theater.
Yeah.
Have we not? Have we not? We still love those targeted products, the targeted action lotion. We love that. The replenishing serum, uh, C+E, and the clinical solutions boosters and the moisture renewing mask, all those wonderful things that, just to mention a few, we have something for every. A mature customer focused on maintaining what she has created is a good customer. So if we take good care of customers who are mature, they'll be really good customers because they've worked to get here and they want to maintain what they have. And Heather, this week has been fun because you've talked about growing up with skincare and color. That's what it's all about. But I also have the philosophy that we can grow up with it, but we don't have to grow old with it. We don't have to look old. We just don't have to. And with Mary Kay, we won't. So I think it's important that we take people watching trips sometimes. We all see all kinds of mistakes, do we not? Skincare and makeup, we see them. And so I think it's important that we make some adjustments as we become more mature in this season. We all see people who haven't changed their look in too many years. It needs to be updated. And somebody in the beauty business said that anyone who stops learning is old, no matter what the calendar says. So things like this, like you're doing this week, Heather, kind of keep us reminded of things like that. Personally, I have given permission to two very sharp, much younger than me women who have my permission to tell me when I make mistakes with my makeup. And I have to accept what they say, and I trust them. And it's fun. I think maybe lots of people need an ally who will tell them, maybe you want to try this, or maybe you want to lighten up on this. I think it's kind of nice to have that because my girls are good to me. They're good.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think
and it's
glamour.
so important. It's so important to have those people. Like I just had got my colors done, and then another sales director is helping me kind of dress my body. And she said, "Well, how old are you?" And I said 46, and she said, "Well, it's about that time that you start to kind of lose you you can't you're not in your 20s again anymore, and so you're not dressing like that, and you know you shouldn't, but you don't really know what to do." And to have people in your life that have that kind of expertise, like, okay, I know I should change something, but I don't know what that is. And I think that is awesome to have a couple people in your life. And if anybody who's watching, I would love to be this person for you. Like, sign me up. Nobody asks me. I would love to be like I would love to do that because I don't have expertise in clothing and things like that, but I do have expertise like you in this specific genre, and love to share that expertise with people that are searching, and they're like, I'm at a loss. I don't know how to change my look. I don't know how to update because it feels weird if I don't look this way. So I think that's really smart, Judy.
Well,
Really smart.
thank you. I think glamour, we're going to talk a little bit about glamour and color. I think it's so much a personality thing. Some of us like a little, some of us like a lot, and it's that way through all of our seasons of our life. Though in this season of life, I think again, it needs to be tweaked a little bit. There need to be some adjustments when in our colors and things. So we're going to talk about color, and we're going to start at the very top, those eyebrows. I'm not sure what happens to them, but I know what happens to them. They become less and less. And so we become masters at drawing the shapes on. And our brow pencils are so good, in my opinion. They're just so easy to use to do that. So the pencil goes on the skin, I tell my customers, and the tint is to color those ever so interesting color lashes that slip in there as we mature, but they can be used together to give us a natural look. And most every mature woman needs some work on her brows. They just need to be
Do you
sure.
have colors in your brow pencils that you like more than others? Just
You
in
know,
general. Yeah.
I think it's the dark blonde.
Okay.
I use dark blonde, and I use the same in the tint, the dark blonde. And one time when I was at seminar, I went back to the booth when it first came out, and I asked one of the girls, one of the makeup artists, I said, "Am I using the right color?" She said, "Yes, but if you change your hair color," I think we need to remember that too. When we choose to change our hair color, sometimes we need to tweak it a little bit. But dark blonde's my favorite. And then moving on down to our eyes, about eye color. Despite being faithful with all those wonderful eye products, there's still going to be some creasing. It's inevitable. And we want to consider that when we choose colors as well as when we choose different formulas, I think. Some makeup people have said that mature women should not use too much shimmer and sparkle, and maybe that's true. But personally, I sold all of my shimmery liquid eye color to my younger customers. It's not a product that I haven't sold any of that to my mature women. And I cannot give up my candlelight that I mix with my hazelnut. I can't give that up yet. And I can't give up my sunlit that I mix with my soft heather. We just don't want too much shimmer to collect in the creases. It becomes really obvious. And personally, the liquid eyeshadow it's just too shiny on me. It's just not a product that I can use successfully. I sell a little bit of it to mature women. but not a lot. I sell mostly the Chroma Fusion eyeshadow to women. And I agree with Pam yesterday about lightening up of the liner that we use. And I think as a mature woman, we don't need a lot of liner. For one thing, it can collect in those little creases and not be too complimentary. But I like to just put little dots between the lashes, and the liquid one, of course, is the best one to do that. Or sometimes I go up underneath the lashes and just put little dots up there because I think it looks more natural than a line on that we have to struggle to get on. And sometimes it is kind of a struggle if we have creases up there. And I never put liner on the bottom, and I don't recommend it. I think it makes the eyes look smaller. And personally, I think it can tell you put it there. It just looks like when you color outside the lines. That makes sense coming from a first grade teacher a long
Yeah,
time ago.
I love it.
And the lashes, they just like the brows, they thin out a little bit. And so I don't have customers who are doing the what do I want to call them? Where they have little
Lash,
lashes put in.
lash extensions. Yeah.
Yeah. Extensions. Thank you, Heather. I don't have customers who are wearing extensions. And so we work with the natural products that we have. Curling is important. So important. So what I do is I curl my lashes, and then I have hoarded some of the clear brow gel, and I put that on my lashes, and then I go put my blush on, let that dry a little bit, and then I just touch them with waterproof mascara, and do something else and let that dry a little bit. And then I come back with my favorite, my Fanorama, and finish my eyelashes because I think it just makes them look thicker and fuller. They're not soft. They're not soft with all that product on there, but that amazing oil-free eye makeup remover will take anything off. So it's great. It's great. Blusher, because it shapes the face, I don't think that we need to change too much where we put it. I think it's pretty uniform. We want it to look youthful. Only place I think you'll see it different is if you happen to go to the nursing home, you might see some little circles in the apples of the cheeks, but otherwise, a sharp, mature lady's not going to do that. So,
Any colors in cheek color that you are partial to?
Heather, I was so hoping you would not ask me that. Do you remember? I'm going to tell you. Do you remember that little round one that had a heart in the center?
Yes.
Sorry, that's still in my bathroom, the warm one and the cool one, and I love it. I love it. I went to give a facial to a lady the other day, and she said, Judy, you gave this to me for my birthday, and I'm about to run out. And I said, I know, mine's about to run out soon. Sorry, it's not a current product. I love it.
Funny, I still have one of those in my, I don't use it as much, but it's in my vanity. It's so maybe I can give them to you, Judy. You would love them. I think I've used a couple times. So like a shy blush, juicy peach.
Mm-hmm. I've used shy blush, and I've used the little Rogue Rose. Is that it? Rogue Rose. I've used it a little bit with a light hand.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay. So funny.
Okay, we're gonna. I didn't think you'd bring up things that we. Okay, we're going to talk about lips. All the products that everybody's talked about to keep those little lines at bay. We've got wonderful products that do that. We've talked about that already, but lip liner is important because as we mature, the lips get a little bit thinner. And so we can create the lip design that we want by using a nice lip liner. And it's much less painful, much less expensive than Botox to make your lips look fuller. With practice, you can make your lips look fuller if you use the good lip pencil. And I got the tip this week about not taking it clear to the corner of the mouth. I tried that, and I like that. It was a good tip. And the color that we use on our lips, in my opinion, is again a personality thing. What do you like? Personally, I go mid-tone on almost everything, not too light, not too dark. And a beautiful nude look is pretty rare on people in my season. It's just not as complimentary as I think, as a little bit of color. I have a warm color that I like and a cool color that I like, and I kind of use it, except that I think that as beauty consultants, we owe it to our friends, family, and customers to try different colors, different products so that we can recommend from our experience. I think it's just important to do that. And I think it's important for us to learn to recognize good colors. Heather, I watch people on television to recognize what looks really good. And once in a while, I will see on those news girls, wow, that color looks really good on her eyes, or that color looks really good on her lips. And I think that we can learn that. We can learn on ourselves. We can put the color on and think, wow, this is my color, or maybe not. And I think we can learn to do that. And by learning to do it, we're so much more helpful to the people then that we work with in our business. In general, I kind of like clear colors. I don't sell very much lip gloss to my mature customers. I sell them to my younger customers, but sell a lot of clear colors, kind of in the midtones. That's what I sell the most of.
Is there a formula that you like the best on mature skin?
No, there isn't. I like them all. Personally, I have a little bit of sensitivity. They all kind of make my lips a little bit dry, so I have to be really faithful with satin lips. And I really like the liquid lip color that we have because it lasts so very long. Eager to see some new colors in it too.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Awesome.
Well, Heather, I went all through my notes. What
Oh,
questions do you have?
so good. Is there anything, just curious, is there anything that a mature woman holds on to too long? Like, what's the hardest thing to give up that you see in either for yourself or for your clients?
Would that be my heart, bless her?
That's a great example.
Sometimes I think we keep lip colors too long. I think everybody just they have a favorite, and so they kind of hoard it and keep it a little bit too long. But sometimes we have to be reminded that it does have a shelf life. Anything.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. And then if you could only recommend one skincare product, and this is an impossible question, and I realize that, but one skincare product to tweak your system, your routine, your system, as you move into mature skin, what's the one product that is just a have to?
Heather, I'm going to say the cleanser. I think the cleanser makes a great, great difference in our whole finished look. If we have a really good cleanser where we get everything off morning and night, I think our skin is healthier to start with, and then we can add everything else. I wouldn't want to be without a good cleanser.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer. Did you hear? I think it was Cherie on the 30s and 40s class. She said that or maybe it was Pam yesterday, 7 years of buildup of dirt can sit on your skin.
It
7 years. And we're talking about charcoal mask on how important that is to be cleansing. I'm sure you see it as much as I do, but people sleeping in their makeup and just never taking it off. I'm like, there's the makeup issue, but then there's the dirt and the oil and the pollution and the environment. I can't wait to wash my face every night. I mean, it's my favorite thing in the world. I say it every night too. I'm like, I'm sure my husband's like, Heather, you're so weird. I'm like, I love washing my face. I do. I love it.
Mm-hmm.
Love it.
Or the occasional person that we run into and they say, oh, I just use water on my face. I think, oh my goodness, what happens to all that stuff that you've mentioned?
She sits there.
I know.
The average person, 7 years of buildup, Judy. Now the cleanser is even more important. So
yeah, always.
Oh my gosh. So you've watched a lot of these episodes this week, not that you needed to, but just the spanning of the decades and the eras. You're going to be my final thought here as we wrap up this masterclass series. What have you been reminded of this week?
I have been reminded, I love when Jill Davis says, be who you be. I think it's so important that we be who we be and be happy in who we be. And cosmetics makes a huge difference in that. Skincare makes a huge difference in that, and color makes a big difference in that. And knowing what's most appropriate for the season that we're in. Does that make sense?
Yep, absolutely. I love it. I love it. Judy, thank you for your time today. And thank you for, being patient with all the technical difficulties. But I am so excited for you guys to all watch this series. And I know that you've loved Judy just as much as I have and just learned so many things. And so grateful for a product line that can do anything from Madison is 19. Judy does not tell her age. And so we got anything in between. See, we're going to have the details on Madison because now we know she's 19. So we can just, when she's doing her 70s plus information. And also, Judy, I thought that was really interesting. I didn't plan this when I asked people to be my experts, but 3 out of 5 were daughters of Mary Kay sales directors. They grew up pre-K, and it didn't. I didn't choose that. I didn't think of it that way, but I love the generations and the legacy that this company and this product line can just keep giving, and giving, no matter how old you are, no matter how young you are, all the things. So it's been a treat. So Judy, thank you so much for your time. Thank you everybody for watching this week, and we'll see you next time. Bye, everybody.